also time to read a little bit of viewer mail. We just get a ton of mail. You're thinking the digital world.
Yeah.
But no, man, we're still getting real letters without an address.
Well, that one, you didn't even take the time to post.
Me?
Someone didn't take the time to put the address on her.
I think that when the Postmaster General goes to Ryan and Brian's house,
He knows where
they know where it's headed.
Okay.
Dear Wildes, love the show. Well, thank you. Looking forward to the new segments for the new year. Which segment has the lead right now? The Dud List or the Trevor Lawrence Trash Hour? Cheers, Ryan and Brian. Well, I had no creative input on the Trevor Lawrence Trash Hour, and I'm real. Okay.
It's now time for the Trevor Lawrence Trash Hour.
That is something that Nick made on his own.
No, you guys made it. I just said it happens so often, you might as well have animation.
I like the Bud List cousin, the Dud List, and Dusty told me he also.
It's time now for the Dud List.
That also does not work. If we're gonna do that, we'll just go back to.
Also, that was just Hubs's voice. We didn't even get that professionally done.
That's it.
That's it.
Brew, Cowboy Brew, pop it out of nowhere.
Can I ask you a real question before we do a real question that we should probably save for after the show or pre-show meeting? I thought you didn't like Cowboy Brew, so I retired it. And then once it went away,
but it pops up all the time.
I know, but once it went away,
I'm still thinking it's coming.
It's not. But do you want Cowboy?
No, I mean the real one where I had the muscles. Yeah, not that one. That's just not accurate.
I think you just want
the one with the muscles.
Let's get to the Bud List, bro. Take us to the Bud List.
All right. Number 3, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron, you brought this on yourself.
Oh.
All right. You brought it on by your opening press conference with the Jets, talking about how lonely the Super Bowl trophy looked. You brought it on yourself by having Nat Hackett as your offensive coordinator. You brought it on yourself by skipping minicamp. And you brought it on yourself recently by telling pundits and fearful Jets fans to jump off the bandwagon and never come back. It's tough talk. So the only way to follow up tough talk is with tough play from you. All right? You got to go out and be very, very good against the Tennessee Titans. Now, unlike Kevin Wildes, I'm not asking for 300 yards. Wow. How about 250? You haven't done that in your last 10 games. So go out there and deliver against the Tennessee Titans. Because if you lose to the Titans, there will be a media frenzy unlike you've ever seen. There will be a blitzkrieg of media criticism that is going to be crazy if you lose to the Titans. But I don't think that's happening. Aaron Rodgers, I believe in you. Go out there and do what you haven't done in a while. Have a great game. All right, at number 2, Caleb Williams. I mean, rough start, young man, but I'm not jumping off the bandwagon after just one game. It was your NFL debut. Sensible people, like those that weren't saying you were already the 6th best quarterback in football.
I never said he was the 6th.
He was on the 2nd or 3rd tier.
He might have been 4th. Who knows?
Yeah, okay, there you go. All right, most of us knew there would be growing pains, and there certainly were. But the great thing about the NFL, it moves fast, which means there is always the opportunity for swift redemption. And what a better way to redeem yourself than on the Sunday night standalone game. Everybody's going to be watching, all the other teams, everybody. You're facing a playoff team, and you're facing the guy that everyone is comparing you to, C.J. Stroud. My goodness, you come out of there looking good, that's redemption. But here's some advice, because I want to motivate you, Caleb. Don't get caught up in the one-on-one matchup. If C.J. is cooking, throws for 300-some-odd yards, a few touchdowns, don't worry about it. Your job is just to go out there and do your job. Continue to grow and improve and try to help your team win. Do not get caught up in the stat war with C.J. Stroud. Caleb, I believe in you. All right, at number 1, Wildes, your man, Tua. I like Tua. It may not sound like it because I speak truth. All right, I'm a truth teller. And here's the truth. Tua, it's time for you to step up. To step up from only beating tomato cans. to step up from only beating in the AFC East the dregs, the Jets. Yeah, the Patriots ever since Tom Brady walked out of the door.
Fair.
All right, you got to beat some good teams now. You got to beat some playoff teams. All right, you have the money, you have the receivers, you have the running backs, you have the coach. What else is there? In fact, you're going to have warm weather tonight, 80 degrees down in Miami, even though it's at night. And here's the thing, you even mentioned it. There's a narrative out there about you and your Dolphins that you can't beat good teams. All right, in the narrative tonight. Because if you don't, every time you guys play a playoff team or a good team, that narrative's going to be in your head. It's not only going to be on the lips of the media, it's going to be in the back of your head and those of your teammates. So, Tua, go get him.
Oh, jeez.
Do you believe?
Just go get him.
One. That's
just
a
go
tough
get him.
ending.
Wow.
Go get him. Out of it.
Wow.
Tough one.
I'm giving
That's
you.
not
Go
the
get
spirit of the
him.
Bud list.
Yeah.
Well,
Tough love.
I'm going to add to this Bud list, and I'm actually going to be motivating because I believe in this guy that I'm going to add to the Bud list. And the person that I'm going to add to the Bud list is the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur. Wow. Yes, Matt LaFleur, I'm adding you to the Bud list because you don't have any Jordan Love. You no longer have Aaron Rodgers. We still expect greatness. Yes, absolutely. LaFleur is yours. And
You
this
didn't
is
come
why
up
I
with
say that.
There's no way.
Doesn't
you
even
can
make
sense.
We watched last week this Colts defense get run on by Joe Mixon in that Houston Texans offense. You went out this offseason and got Josh Jacobs, one of the better backs in all of football. He had a great outing in week 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's all laid up for you. We see Kyle Shanahan, we see Sean McVay, Andy Reid. It's like, it doesn't matter who they have under center. It doesn't matter pretty much who they have on the field. Their system is what makes everything go. Do you truly have the system to make everything go? I believe so. Malik Willis, no one believes that he's a guy that you can win games with for the rest of the season, for the duration. However, if your system is right, which you believe in it, you said it this week, you're going to prepare the same way we always do, whether it's Jordan Love, whether it's Malik Willis. Well, you better believe the Lambeau faithful are going to be expecting a win, and the floor is yours, Mr. Matt LaFleur. Get it done.
Look, you delivered it well, but one word, unfair.
What?
With Malik Willis, he's supposed to win these games? I mean, sir, if they got a good running game, but if you're no threat to throw, you know this.
So I'm glad you said this really quick.
Please.
It's about coaching. You know what you got. You actually wanted to bring him in to work with him. Now you get an opportunity to showcase how great of a coach you are. Lean into what he does well, provide him with packages that he can actually execute, and get it done. I believe in you.
Okay.
Wow. That's really well done,
That's
Greg.
tough luck.
I like the Colts -3 a lot this week, by the way. All right. Weird spot for me, Wildes.
Why?
Well, what's my job during the Bud list?
Well, you've named yourself the media ombudsman.
Sports
Last-
media.
I'm on it again. Am I on my Bud list
he
again like the
ripped us
third
last
straight
week.
week?
I
And
know.
we were right.
Ridiculous.
Okay, so that is true, and I owe you guys an apology, and I
Another.
thought I gave it on Monday. But I'm the sports media ombudsman, and I don't know if people have been paying attention to sports media this week, but there's really only one story to ombud, and it is a story of, social media gone wrong, and when you're, trying to maybe get a little too Instagram famous, which is why
careful.
I sadly have to put Kevin Wildes back on the Bud list because his week 1 overreactions are far too much for us to handle. A quick, short list of them. The Patriots are better than the Bengals and might win the division.
Yeah.
Okay,
They played a game and
there's
we
number
barely
1.
beat the
Number
Bengals.
2, Caleb was the wrong pick at number 1.
No one said that. No one said that. I never said that in a million years.
Okay, let me ask you right now. Do you think the Bears made the right pick at number 1?
Yes, of
okay.
course.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
I don't think he's
apologize.
the third best quarterback in the world.
You know what? I'll pull that one back. Joe Burrow's wrist will never be the same this season.
I say that about Achilles. This is horrible. That's why we have one reporter on the show, Chris Broussard, and one
I'm sorry. Wait, did you not want Joe Burrow to plummet down Mahomes Mountain?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Based on week 1.
He can't throw the ball past the sticks.
Speaking of the Falcons are dead, and Kirk's Achilles will never heal.
I don't know. Why don't you ask Achilles, the Greek god, how that worked out? It's been an issue for thousands of years.
These are all,
and all of a sudden, like, we fixed it.
Week 1 overreactions. Now, listen.
It's not an overreaction. It's called your Achilles heel in everything that happens from every industry. And he actually got it. And now he's dropping back.
Okay.
I'm right about.
Listen, I could be proven wrong. We'll see who Wildes is putting on the Bud list, and if that's a week 1 overreaction, I don't know. But I just feel like RKW is getting a lot of social media likes for these hot week 1 takes.
They're not hot.
That aren't gonna
they just happen to be right. Here's what happened in last week's Bud list, if you remember, because I had to look at it when I was looking for letters before I had to get a letter from Ryan and Brian. He tore us apart.
Oh, yeah.
I got retroactively furious watching the clip. He's like, "You're gonna be wrong."
It was about Dak's contract.
Dak, you have 3 more days until you guys get your paychecks pulled. And we were sitting there like, I think we're gonna be right. In any event,
who are you putting on the Bud list?
this is a fair reaction.
Wait, let me just
Greg, how many catches did you have in your debut?
In my debut?
In your debut?
Oh, man, 0.
Well, that wasn't enough. You should have targeted him. Boy. The guy won a Super Bowl. So, Kyler and Marvin Harrison. Here's
Actually,
the
I think I had 1.
Thank you. That's the same as Marvin Harrison Jr. And your dad wasn't in the league. That's the thing. You would have had more.
He did drop 1.
Okay, so he had 2. He dropped 1. He caught 1. He had 3 total targets. Here's his numbers from week 1. There was also Dan Orlovsky did a good job breaking down the same clip I sent to you, Greg. The broadcast looked like he was wide open, but he was covered by the time Kyler kind of moved to the other side. That being said, it would have won the game if he was able to give him the ball. Kyler had a quote that was taken a little bit out of context, that it's not my job to get him the ball. Gannon's like, Marvin feels disappointed. The bottom line is this. They're not treating Marvin Harrison Jr. like Justin Jefferson level or old Jamar Chase level. Like, you know what? I'm going to give him a shot even if he is covered. And that's what I think you have to do with the guy, to give him a chance right away out of the box. Now, here's the problem. Playing the Rams. The Rams are obviously going to try to take him away, just like they took Amon-Ra St. Brown away against the Lions, who had 3 catches for 13 yards. And when Dan Campbell was asked about it, Dan Campbell said, yeah, I mean, we tried, we did, it didn't work out. So now the same thing's going to happen with the Rams. So it's a little pre-Bud list for next week. If again he only has 3 targets, if again he only has 1 catch, if we're going into week 3, he's like, man, I got 2 catches for 20 yards. I'm supposed to be the ballyhoo draft pick. It's under duress, but I still believe in him.
Wow. He got a chance. My week 2, touchdown, 67 yards.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
see?
We bounced back.
Bounce back.
I think this is the year for them when not much is expected, and they're in a tough division, to try to work that combination that Kyler and Marvin. Just throw it to him. Just throw it to him. See what he can do.
The other, can we stay on this just for 60 seconds? The other thing was that tracking data said he never got above 16 miles per hour at any point in the game. And it was, Seth Walder had it. It was one of the slowest. His top speed was slower than like 98% of all receivers in the league last year during a game.
Was he getting like jammed?
No, so he couldn't figure it out because he was fast in college, you know what I mean, and he did run some go routes. So it was a weird week 1.
Yeah.
But I've seen the guy play, like this is, I feel honestly similarly to him. I don't know about you, Brew, I do, Caleb. Like I watched you be so great in college. I'm just gonna take week 1 and throw it away.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an underreaction. Maybe I'm underreacting.
No, but just throw it. But I'm afraid he's gonna have a bad week 2. Week 3.
I'm sure they've talked about getting him the ball.
I know, but I'm sure the Rams have talked about him not getting the ball. A little tricky. Anyways, I still have the Cardinals going to the playoffs. That's the Bud list. An excellent Bud list. Excellent. All over the place
Y'all
because of
didn't
me.
like
I'm sorry.
it. Y'all didn't like my Bud list. That's all right.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out
clips from other shows on FS1.